Good evening, it's August 19th, 2024, and I'll call the Redmond School Board meeting to order. We have board members Oxendorf, Buck, Bjornstedt, Tiff, Schoenfelder, and myself present, and board member Rowe is virtual. Along with Superintendent, probably butchered that name, but here's what it is. Please join me with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, we have a few items on our agenda tonight. Agenda's been sent out ahead of time. Are there any additions or corrections to the agenda, Superintendent? Anybody else, any board members? Ms. Rowe, anything? Okay, I'll entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
Moved by Ms. Ossendorf, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Schoenfelder, and since we have one virtual, we'll do roll call votes all evening. We'll start with Ms. Rowe.
Aye.
Ms. Ossendorf.
Aye.
Ms. Buck.
Aye.
Ms. Bjornstedt.
Aye.
Ms. Tiff.
Aye.
Ms. Schoenfelder.
Aye.
And Chair votes aye. We have our educational plan posted in at all our board meetings here at every time, and along with that, board member Buck is going to read our mission statement.
The mission of the Redmond Public Schools is to educate and inspire all students as they realize their full potential and become respectful, responsible, and productive citizens.
Thank you. Next item is recognitions and upcoming events. Anybody have anything they'd like to say, bring up?
Yes,
Start school, go ahead.
this Wednesday night at 5:30 PM at Good Luck Middle School Cafeteria, Hispanic Open House. We are all, it's for the families, but we are also all invited to stop by if you're free. There's food.
Yep, have pizza.
Yeah, pizza.
Sounds like, when I talked with them today, expecting twice the number of families participate this year compared to last year. Talking about around 180, right to that one. Great. Anybody else have anything? Start of school, Superintendent? Start of school, we've got a few things that'll be coming up here. The district kickoff is next week on Monday, so there'll be some entire staff is on site. We'll have some activities for them. Kind of build a little bit of team building stuff, have some fun, get to touch base with everybody. As the school year starts, I've got some information that I will share with the entire staff. And then just really kind of getting things ready. We've already had some new teacher orientation things that have been going on in the direction of Ms. Emily Seafeld and some other staff members. So that's going along well. There's 18 staff members, 18 new staff members, teachers who are here today. They'll be going out to carry out in the community tomorrow. And Wednesday, we'll be back here to kind of wrap some of that up. Right now, people who are here to support our students and the teachers, I think are doing just a terrific job in getting ready for our upcoming school. The start of school is Tuesday, September 3rd. And used in the past, some board members or all board members are invited. If you want to attend the start of the school day on Tuesday, Wednesday, the principals and building leaders would welcome you to come and watch and help out. Many times it's help because we have a lot of people, some people coming that weren't there last year and they help. And school buses, for everybody out there listening to, sometimes they're a little bit late on the first few days of school, maybe the first week because of new kids and all that. So just be patient, get that app through the school district or from the school bus company that they can follow the bus going forward, going around. Anybody else have anything else coming up? Any recognitions of the past here? Okay. Public comments. Is there anybody here to speak on public comments? Did you receive any emails on public comments? I did not. I did not either. Okay, we'll move along. Administrative reports. Okay, so on the administrative report here, fall sports are all cranking up. According to the AD, we've got good numbers there, we've got annual state high school training, those kind of things. Buildings and grounds, carpet, I think that's entirely done. There might be a few, Jen, or is there anything else that's?
It's looking really great.
Okay, so that, and it really does look nice, so if you get the opportunity to get out there and take a look at Burnside, carpet looks great. So the goal now is to keep it looking that way for as long as we can. The fax lab at the middle school, they're really moving along with that. They're, took some really ugly, gross looking metal cabinets that were green, yellow from the 70s and painted those black. They look real sharp. The countertop is set to go in here shortly. They're working on painting walls. So there's a few things that have to be taken care of for that, but overall, it looks like by and large, fax room at the middle school is going to be ready to function day one, which is very welcome because quite honestly, when I was in there a few weeks ago, I didn't think there was any way it was going to happen. So people have been working hard to get that taken care of. Powwow's coming up here the middle of September, it's 13th, 14th in there. So there's work that needs to be done there, but again, it seems as though planning for that is going well. The education day that's going to be on Friday, we're going to do that pretty much as a kickoff to what's going to become an annual event. So this is our inaugural event. And then after that, they're going to look at ways that we can have some things set up, some lessons for each grade going forward, to be able to just maximize the total number of activities and the opportunities for our kids to learn. So people are excited about that. I believe that the freezer in Sunnyside that had burnt, I think that thing's online now and that should be good. The kickoff day, so that what that is, so the I Love You Guys standard response protocol, so that's essentially school safety. In the event that there were something bad that ended up happening here, what are our protocols and how do we go through there? We've invited law enforcement, first responders, fire folks, all that, so that should work out all right. Community ed brochure, that's going around, so that should be fine. The human resources, so we're getting much closer in a lot of ways, but we've still got a long way to go on a number of them. We are short, I believe, 16 educational assistants across the district. So that's certainly an area of concern. So if there's anybody who has an interest in working with our kids, we would sure like to hear from them. We're still short one math position, I believe, in the high school and a 0.6 ELA. So I think those are the only two teaching positions that we have remaining.
And one ELA.
Yep, I have one open 7th grade ELA, but I'm interviewing Wednesday afternoon.
Okay, so we're getting close and we're hopeful that we're gonna be able to have that. The insurance bids for medical coverage have been received. That information is going to be presented to the LMC next week. Then in regards to that CPI training, so what CPI training is it's a way to, it teaches physical holds only as a means of absolute last resort. Basically, it's how do you de-escalate the situation before it rises to the point where we have a situation where something needs to happen. So that's been going on. The individuals who are new to CPI, it's required to be a full day training. Those who have been CPI trained in the past, it's about a 3-hour or 4-hour training that they have to take in order to remain qualified for that. Arrows there, so that's there. Yeah, for the most part, that's kind of the gist of it. I already talked a little bit about the new teacher orientation, and we're pretty good.
Any questions? I just have a comment. I talked to somebody from the graduating class of 1974. They're having their 50th class reunion the weekend of homecoming. And they must have talked to Mr. Hartman or to somebody. they have a section of the bleachers reserved because they're going to the home football. That'll be fun. So I know Pam's got some activities going on. You might get an influx of some people there that normally aren't there, which is great to see. I think board member Schoenfelder's mother will probably be attending and
Oh,
father.
my mom.
So,
Sylvia's a part of
1974.
1974.
Yeah. So they're having their class reunion. Then they're gonna, for us older people that are in town here, they used to have a thing called Cat the Loop. Driving through town.
Oh, I
They're
used to
gonna
do
do that.
that too, Jim.
So that's.
Now I
after
go down
the-
scooter.
Huh, you did
I
that?
go down scooter now.
Yeah. So they're excited. They come up to the high school and watch the game and get together with the classmates. So,
And
All
they
right.
all qualify for the free senior pass football game.
Woo-hoo.
Just so you know.
well, they'll spend money at the
Just so you
concession
know.
stand too. They'll eat and they'll have fun. So, all right, committee updates. Anybody have any committee updates, any reports at all? Anything from GCED?
I have a meeting Thursday.
Okay. Nothing. We move on. Consent agenda and donations and grants. Start with consent agenda. Anybody have any questions or wish to have anything pulled from the consent agenda? Some very familiar names on here. That's good to see. And the new hires and reassignments. Two people we're losing that have been here quite some time too, and retirements, terminations. Retirements, resignations, so.
I will make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
There's a motion by Ms. Tiff, is there a second? Second by Ms. Bjornstead. All right, we'll start with a roll call vote, Ms. Ottendorf,
Aye.
Ms. Buck,
Aye.
Ms. Bjornstead,
Aye.
Ms. Schoenfelder,
Aye.
Ms. Rowe,
Aye.
Ms. Tiff,
Aye.
Chair votes aye. Thank you. Donations and grants. Superintendent. So, there it is. One I didn't mark.
Long list.
Yeah, so there's a whole batch of them that are on here, so I don't know the ins and outs of all these,
Oh, Marvin Nelson.
Mark Hans Memorial, excuse me, yeah, is all of these, so quite expansive.
Give a list of names for the people that are kind enough to donate, please.
So the donors here, Lynn M. Lynn, $20, Clark N. M. and Bonnie Patrick, $100, William A. and Christy Joe Lynn, $405, Steve M. Nelson, $20, D. H. Houston, A. M. Rose, Houston Rose, Graphics, $50, Cynthia L. Hobgard, TTEE, $35, Jody G. or Bruce Bullhauer, $25, Gene Bergner, $50, Carolyn Taylor, $50, Dan Heilman, or Barb Heilman, $25, William and Virginia Bergard, $20, Tim Evenson and Sandy Evenson, $100, Sarah and Mark Nelson, $100, Constance Hanson, $50, Betty Osmond, $25, Judith Falk, POD Richard E. Falk, $25, Jim Van Dusen and Susan Van Dusen, $25, E. Dwayne Ingstrom, $50, J. David Nordstrom and Marie Cieslik, $500, Evercore Partners Services East LLC, $250. So quite generous.
Very nice for the Barbara Hanson Memorial. We appreciate the generosity recognizing the memorial and the gifts to the Redwood schools. So with that, is there a motion to entertain the resolution?
So moved.
Moved by Ms. Schoenfelder. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by, we'll give it to Ms. Rowe. All right, we have a second. We're gonna start with a roll call vote. Ms. Tiff?
Aye.
Ms. Schoenfelder?
Aye.
Ms. Rowe?
Aye.
Ms. Ossendorf?
Aye.
Ms. Buck?
Aye.
Ms. Bjornstead?
Aye.
Chair votes aye. Thank you very much for your generous donations. Notice for 2024 general election.
So I recommend a motion to approve the notice of the 2024 general election. This will be held on November 5th, 2024. This is a required resolution as we are electing school board members.
Thank you. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Moved by Ms. Rowe. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second, Ms. Ossendorf. Roll call vote, Ms. Bjornsted,
Aye.
Ms. Buck,
Aye.
Ms. Ossendorf,
Aye.
Ms. Rowe,
Aye.
Ms. Schoenfelder,
Aye.
Ms. Tiff.
Aye.
Chair votes aye. Thank you. Truth and taxation notice.
So I recommend the motion to set the truth and taxation hearing date for Monday, December 2nd, 2024 at 6 p.m. This coincides with our regular board meeting date. We are required to set this date now, so that date can be published on the truth and taxation or the tax statements, proposed tax statements that will be going on.
Okay. Alrighty, is there a motion to approve the date for truth and taxation, December 2nd, 2024 at 6 p.m.? Moved by Ms. Tiff, I'll second. Roll call vote, Ms. Buck,
Aye.
Ms. Ossendorf,
Aye.
Ms. Bjornsted,
Aye.
Ms. Tiff,
Aye.
Ms. Schoenfelder,
Aye.
Ms. Rowe.
Aye.
Chair votes aye. We're all set there. MSBA hiring workshop date.
So after the hiring of the new superintendent, the board had a desire to meet with NSBA to review that process and go over some post-hiring stuff in a workshop. So I contacted NSBA, Martin Dorn. So I recommend a motion to set that post-hiring workshop date for Monday, October 7th at 4 p.m. So this is an hour earlier than our normal workshop, but that will allow us to get things done in time for the regular board meeting, which will occur at 6 p.m.
Okay. Is there a motion to approve? Ms. Bjornsted?
So moved.
Second.
Second by Ms. Schoenfelder. Now, this is included in the cost of you hire the superintendent, and since it was within a year, there's really no additional hard cost other than background checks that we had to do. So this is really good. Get us ready to go forward. Ms. Tiff?
Aye.
Ms. Rowe?
Aye.
Ms. Schoenfelder?
Aye.
Ms. Ossendorf?
Aye.
Ms. Buck?
Aye.
Ms. Bjornsted?
Aye.
Chair votes aye. Thank you.
And just a note, that'll also be the day when the board will be taking the picture day as well, so.
We'll do it right at 4 o'clock when we get it all get here. Sounds good. Thanks for reminding us. That's a great thing. All right, school board calendar, 2025 school board meeting calendar discussion.
So we talked about this a little bit during our workshop, and it was more or less just to get a little bit of feedback on the meeting schedule for the school board. As our desire to continue to have 2 board meetings on a monthly basis under the format that currently exists, which seems to work just fine. The only impetus for having a little bit of discussion on that is as new individuals come on, one of the first questions that's asked when they talk about filing is what is the time commitment? So just a thought at that point, it seems as though people recognize that there's quite a bit that needs to be learned, especially by new board members as they're coming on. So remaining with that 2 meetings schedule in a month seems to be like the way to go, and something that'll perhaps be looked at down the road.
We kind of talked about having a discussion when the new members come on the board in January as we go forward. So great, thank you. So really no action is needed on that. Enrollment discussion.
So the biggest thing with enrollment, I was hoping to have some concrete numbers as far as where our enrollment was at this time. I was not able to put that all together in a timely fashion, so that's something that should be able to have at the next board meeting. The big thing that we just want to encourage is for families who may be new to the area, or perhaps they are families who have kindergarten children for the first time entering our system, that please get a hold of us so we can get people entered into the system and provide them with a little bit of background so they know where they're going and what's going on. So if there are people who are looking to enroll, just strongly encourage them to stop in and see us. We're here Monday through Friday, certainly until 4 o'clock. So.
Yes, Ms. Bjornsted.
This family should go to the district office.
Yep.
Not your school
So
buildings.
please go to the district office, which is at the high school, and that's where the enrollment stuff ends up taking place. In addition to that, just as we're looking into enrollment and some of that stuff, one of the things that we really have got to work on with our community is filling out the educational benefits application. This is a form that used to be totally related to free and reduced lunch. And with Minnesota having free lunch for all students, free lunch and breakfast for all students, people don't always realize, they don't see the benefit in filling out that form if it's already being taken care of for them. There are benefits to that in the form of reduced activity fees and some different things for your children. And it is imperative that we get those filled out by as many people as we possibly can, whether you think that you're going to qualify for them or not, because there's a lot of funding streams that are tied to that. Because we have not had people we haven't been able to get people to fill those out at the rate that we have in the past, we've lost out on some pretty significant funding streams. So as much as possible, we really encourage people to fill those out. It's gonna be real important.
And the more information we can get out to people, either through our website, through the email, even in the paper, or the radio station, or word of mouth from everybody here, will benefit everybody. People can go on our website, to find where the district offices are and start some of that information that they're looking to enroll with their child, their children. Okay? Alrighty. Start of school process.
So basically, the start of school is coming up here. The main thing is we've got the district kickoff, which is next Monday, the 26th. So on the district kickoff, everybody will be here, which, Lisa, approximately how many employees are we talking? 450?
Yeah.
Probably in the range of 450 employees who will be here. That's everybody.
Yes, it is. Every group is encouraged to attend, that's true. I'm trying to think of the timing of that.
Yeah, so everyone's for sure invited for the 8 to 10, and we have some safety training and our kickoff as well. Our lunch numbers we're planning for 350 for our tailgate lunch that day, which is up by about 100 from last year. When I looked at last year's numbers, all of our teachers and our educational assistants are there the entire day. It's a 10-hour day for teachers and an 8-hour day for educational assistants.
We're looking forward to getting everybody back, finding their way, getting in the classroom. We all know that educators tend to start showing up way before they're required to show up. I'm sure, Jen and Patrick, I'm sure that you've seen people in your buildings at a pretty regular clip. And that's what educators do. So they're here working, even though it's not time for them to be required to be here. So it's always nice to start to see people show up.
Yep, it is. Ms. Rowe?
I know that we've always invited and strongly encouraged and wanted our GCED Red Wing contracted employees to attend that opening day. Do you know if that's going to be a possibility this year?
Are we talking, Pam, are you referencing the GCD day?
No, I think she's talking
Or
about the
kickoff
GCE employees who are tasked with working in the district. So those would certainly be part of this district kickoff as well.
Good
If
question.
they couldn't come the last year, it was like concurrent with a GCED event, right?
Good. I think we're good this year from what I've heard. And then the GCD day, training day is actually on this Thursday. And we have our staff are able to go for a half that afternoon this year. So.
Okay. MOU MSRS. So I recommend motion to approve the memorandum of understanding with the Minnesota State Retirement System. So this is required, it's just a bookkeeping piece, it doesn't impact our bottom line on anything. But in order to be able to contribute to the retirement accounts of individual employees who are not in a bargaining unit, we have to have this in place.
Okay. Heard the request. Motion to approve.
So moved.
Ms. Ossendorf, is there a second?
I raised
Ms.
my
Goldberg.
hand with the voice, and I threw
What
my
did I
voice
say?
across the room. Ms. Ostenberg?
Oh, Ms. Schoenfelder? I heard everybody raise it, seems raise their hand. Ms. Schoenfelder makes a motion. Is
I'll
there a
second.
Second by Ms. Ostendorf. Thank you for clarifying that. Roll call vote. Ms. Schoenfelder.
Aye.
Ms. Ostendorf.
Aye.
Ms. Tiff.
Aye.
Ms. Buck.
Aye.
Ms. Rowe.
Aye.
Ms. Bjornstedt.
Aye.
Chair votes aye. Thank you. Jefferson Building.
So the Jefferson Building has been empty for a while, and it's something that ends up as an ongoing cost to the district in the form of We gotta keep it heated, we gotta keep the air moving in there, we gotta carry insurance on it, those kind of things. So it does not seem that's in our best interest to maintain control of that building because it would take a significant amount of money to turn it back into a usable educational facility. So at the board's direction, I met with some members of the city council and the housing authority and the port authority, and the recommendation is to have a small committee of 2 or perhaps 3 board members join with the same number of people from the city and put together a plan where we can have a request for proposals to ultimately sell that building. So it'd be my recommendation that the board names, whether it's 2, an alternate, or perhaps 3 board members to that committee, and I guess for now we just call it the Jefferson Committee, to just work with that until we decide what's going to ultimately be done with the Jefferson School.
Okay? Yes, Ms. Tiff.
I can volunteer to be a part of that.
Okay, Ms. Tiff volunteers. I know Ms. Rowe volunteered too. Is there anybody else there? Ms. Rowe? Okay, anybody else?
I think it should be one of you 3 for right.
I could.
Yeah,
go on there.
the more I can be an alternate.
I could go on there too and, as an alternate or a regular, whatever you want to do. So whatever the board wishes. Doesn't matter.
Happy to.
Oh, thank you.
I think
Ms. Rowe, what,
I'm a little too emotional.
would you like to be an alternate or a regular?
I think it makes sense to be an alternate. I think somebody that is going to be staying on in January makes the most sense.
Okay. Ms. Tiff and I will be regulars then, with Ms. Rowe as an alternate. Is that okay with everybody? We should probably entertain a motion to approve that as a new committee and give us the authority to meet with superintendent in the city to discuss this. Bring back any type of proposals and suggestions back.
I'll make a motion to form a Jefferson School Committee, consisting of Chair Bryant, Ms. Tift, and Ms. Rowe as alternate.
Motion by Ms. Ostendorf.
Second
If
by
I got it correct
Schoenfelder.
this time. Ms. Schoenfelder, second. Further discussion? And the meeting next Monday night, I can attend with you if you want, if you can tell me the time. We can just introduce,
I'll find that out.
and just let me know I could come Monday night, and Ms. Tiff might be able to do it, if that's all good for her. We can just introduce ourselves, that's what we'll be meeting, and most of them know me, anyway, most of them know us anyway, so.
I think the council meetings start at 6.
Yeah, we can start at 6, so I'm gonna contact the city administrator to get on the agenda.
Yep, perfect. All right,
I was just
yes,
say one thing I think that will be really important for us to do, like, it's important for us to get the full information out there to a prospective buyer, but I think also educating the community, because potentially the district might be asking the community to like increase the levy or pay for additions to buildings or repairs to buildings. And I think that's always a thing that comes up when you say like, we want to add on to a building, that's what's happening yet, but you know what I mean? Like if, when that happens, and then we're like, they sold this building, right? I think there needs to be some good information out there about why it makes more sense for the district to sell the building, not maintain it, and potentially do other things if when space is needed. You know, I feel like that's
I strongly agree with you on that, and that'll be a task for myself to put that together. We'll run that, during board meetings, and we'll try to communicate that, because as you stated, the better people are informed, the more likely that we're gonna be able to have support and understanding if and when something happens.
and along that line, we might hear some good points of, I think that's other people too, that like, and we've had some in the past, so we'll just piggyback that. And the city was a good partner the last time we were looking at on the green space and stuff, so. All right, we'll continue on. Ms. Buck? Aye, yes or no, on the motion?
Aye.
Aye, thank you.
Oh, I'm
Ms.
sorry.
Ostendorf?
Right.
Ms. Bjornstedt?
Aye.
Ms. Rowe?
Aye.
Sorry, first I said falling the question, shouldn't I? Ms. Schoenfelder?
Aye.
Ms. Tiff?
Aye.
Chair votes aye. My apologies.
I'll forgot one, yeah.
I forgot we didn't vote on it.
Kind of like shell shocked over there.
Anything else, Ms. Oldham?
On that same line, I know we had talked about having a liaison to tribal council. Would that be a similar like committee or like a couple of people to go?
Oh,
We
yeah.
never really
You're right.
formalized
Yeah.
anything with that. I know we had talked about it and I know I volunteered, but I don't know if that was supposed to be like the same process as what we just did with Jefferson.
Yeah, we probably should, but because we did not have that on the agenda.
Next
let's wait. So I'll write that down to make sure that gets included for the next meeting. Then we need to, whoever needs to set a time now that summer's kind of coming to an end, that the tribal council may have some time available in the fall to get to know you and have, continue those discussions, that relationship that we have been building up together. So we'll bring it back and maybe even have a date that we can look at, get together with them. So, good question. Anything else? Superintendent report, anything else you have? So, couple of things, we've been working on a lot of different things here. We've sat down with the high school principal, the high school and middle school principals, and we looked at what are some things that we can do to help address the vaping situations that exist in our schools. The big thing that we wanted to do is we wanted to make sure that we're holding students accountable, but we also want to give them the opportunity to educate their way out of it to a certain degree. So in order to do that, we came up with a consistent process that if a student ends up with a vaping violation, in order to, as part of what they have to do is there's some online modules that they have to complete just to show them the health risks of vaping and some of the things that go along with that. If they end up getting caught the subsequent time at the high school, then there's some additional education that's going to be offered to them. But now we're going to have the school resource officer cite them, so give them a citation for their vaping, hopefully to try to get their attention there a little bit further. The goal again is, in a perfect world, it wouldn't catch anybody because they're not doing it. But the reality is, this exists, and we've got to do something to help our student body feel more secure as they're entering areas that are maybe not as closely monitored, like the restrooms and some of those kind of places. So now we sat down with the school resource officer and those other individuals, and we have a plan that I feel pretty good about, and it's consistent. And that is going to ultimately get shared in its entirety. I just wanted to give a little brief summary of that right now. But it's something that the staff is well aware of, and it's something that we want to make some progress on. I wrote an article for the Red Wing Republican Eagle the other day about cell phones, just a little bit of information there. And the feedback that I've gotten on that has been positive. I've had a few people that have emailed me saying there's parents that certainly support as we go forward with that. So we'll be working on that. This last week, there was 8th grade orientation that happened. What's the student that's Link? What's that?
Link crew.
Link crew. So the Link crew, they're upperclassmen who come and they take the 8th graders through. I don't know exactly how many kids we had, but I'm going to guess 125 8th graders probably, in addition to the Link kids. Just a great bunch of kids. It was fun to watch them. They were engaged. They were, it seemed like the day went really well. I wasn't able to participate in it in its entirety. I was able to introduce myself at least. But I think that went really well, and I think that's just a nice thing that the high school principals and APs ended up going through and getting set up. And again, hats off to the kids who are in lengths to take time and work that out. I think they did a really nice job of that. New teacher orientation, that's already underway. Tomorrow we go out to Prairie Island, so I'm considering myself a new staff member, so I get to go out for that as well. For that. The letters training materials finally showed up on Friday.
Well, confirmation that they're going to show up.
Yeah. So
Yes.
we don't have them in hand yet, but there was a risk that we were not going to have those available to us in time for workshops, and Emily was sweating bullets. But sounds like we're going to be able to get that taken care of. So letters training, basically it's reading training for teachers, and right now we're focusing on those.
It's volume 2 this year for K-4 general education and special education teachers. 5th grade teachers, gen ed, are starting as well. And then 5th through 12th grade teachers are also starting, 5th through 12th grade special education teachers are starting as well. They all fall under what is called phase 1 for the READ Act training. Phase 2 will be our secondary teachers, but the state does not release until next spring the choices for phase 2 training. But we had a little glitch between the company that owns letters and NTE, so we were just the people waiting for our stuff to come on time. But it went in FedEx today, so I'm real happy.
Write that down for our meeting on Wednesday, a 5-minute presentation of the letters thing, a reminder for everybody in September, so that we're
Okay.
starting our school
Yep.
year. Since it's kind of wasn't on here,
Mhm.
so people can get, maybe look at it and say, oh, I want to go learn a little bit more about it.
Yep.
So,
The only other thing I have is with Rise Up. So Rise Up has been working with kids within the system. A year ago, the data sharing requirements from the state changed. So there was a bit of a problem last fall, as I understand, getting things going. And Rise Up, we wanted to get an MOU in place for that, and we were not able to get that ironed out to their satisfaction. So ultimately, they decided that they were not going to have that mentoring during the school day that they've had in the past. We're not shutting the door on that, but we've got to be able to figure out a way where they can get the information that they need and still fall within the parameters of the law. So that's just something that I'll have to work with Mandy Arden going forward. Again, we're not shutting the door on this, and I don't know exactly what the timeline is, but that's something that we're working on there. And additionally, Rise Up has a service learning project that we also are able to work with them on. So basically, they've got a grant that was applied for by the district, $50,000, and that money gets split up. And it's basically helps equip young people to assist in tutoring and helping kids learn math, perhaps in a manner that's more hands-on and a little bit less bookish. Okay, so a lot more hands-on stuff. So they're going to be working out at Twin Bluff Middle School with that. We've got some work to do on that, but it looks like we're going to be able to get that under control. Okay, good.
How
Yes.
will students be chosen to participate in that program?
So I do not have an answer for that. So I don't know exactly how that ends up working. So there's some details certainly that have to be addressed with Rise Up in that regard. But I do believe that and it's a relatively short window. It's only a couple of months.
6 weeks.
Yeah, it's a short window. So anyway, that's where they're at that.
Okay, any questions? All right.
Is
Anything
that
else?
something that we as a board like have any role in hearing about or voting on before the grant was applied for, but is that similar to, like we had talked about, when somebody makes a donation and they can designate it, sometimes it has to go through the board and other times if it's not designated, it doesn't have to go through the board. Is anything with the grant, does that come through us or is that just
No, so
administratively?
that would be an administrative piece. So yes, that ends up, because we end up a fair number of grants that we'll apply for through MDE, and it's not necessary for the board to approve those at the same time. We want to provide information for you so you know what's going on.
I think that's really the key is getting, not the approval part, like you said, but just the informational part. And at our board meeting, we could, I think we have grants, donations and grants. That's the time where we should be singing the praises of that, receiving them instead of just not. So we should do a better job of us, any grants that we get.
Well, and now
we get a lot, don't get me wrong, I get it.
right, but now that we get into a regular cycle here, this is going to allow me to be more cognizant of those grants, be aware of those as they're being applied for and as we receive them, so that we can recognize them.
Great, good discussion. Anything else?
It's just good relationship building to let your partners know who you're working with. That's not a communication through either. So maybe look into that.
We're working on it. Anybody else have anything else before this board this evening? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So
Moved by Ms. Schoenfelder. Is there a second? I'll second. Oh, beat you. Ms. Rowe, roll call vote, Ms. Rowe.
Aye.
Ms. Ossendorf.
Aye.
Ms. Stiff.
Aye.
Ms. Buck.
Aye.
Ms. Bjornstedt.
Aye.
Ms. Schoenfelder.
Aye.
Chair votes aye. We are adjourned and we will be back on the Tuesday after Labor Day.